Did you know that Google market shares in search was over 85% with almost $100 billion in search advertising revenue each year? So if you want to significantly grow your online revenue, SEO is a must-do for you to appear in a great position on search result pages. If you want to truly impact your top line, your goal should always be to appear in the top 3 positions. The top 3 positions alone gather over 75% of the clicks, and that's where you will get a great ROI. So how do you get ranked in the top 3? Well, there are 4 main factors you cannot ignore, and the first one I will cover with you today is backlinks. Hi everyone, I'm Gilles Argivier, and today I'm going to show you my 12 proven techniques to rank in the top 3 of search result pages. And you'll see techniques 4, 9, and 11 may surprise you. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to this channel and click the alert notification button to get notified on all my new posts. Also, this is the first part of a 3-part mini-series, so if you want to check the other episodes, join my newsletter, go to my website, or follow me on my social media channels. The links are in the description below. Technique number 1. Do pre-outreach. So what is pre-outreach? Pre-outreach is done by email and occurs before the content is pitched. It is mostly effective when offering exclusive coverage to build relationship with industry leaders. This is how to implement pre-outreach in 5 easy steps. Step number 1. Make sure you only use this tactic for a high-value content like an original industry research, an awesome piece of infographic, or newly developed tools for all to use. You wouldn't want to create a hype only to disappoint your audience, which in turn will hurt your credibility. Step number 2. Select your audience that can benefit the most from your content. If you already have a Rolodex of contacts, great. If not, you need to use an outreaching tool so that you do not spend months collecting one by one contact details for you to use. I will post a list of tools on my website for you. The selection of your audience is key here, as well as the niche market your content is targeting. The wider the audience and more generic the content, the lower the conversion, around 1 to 2%. On the other hand, if you select a very small audience with a very targeted piece of content, you should be able to reach, in some cases, 25 to 30% conversion rate. So here the purpose of the tool is not to reach as many people as possible, but to isolate multiple small audiences that you can target with a personalized message and suitable value-added content. Step number 3. 5 to 10 days before your content release date, send your audience an email offering a first look at the content to the 5 people who respond first. This makes it clear that your content has inherent value and that should be competed for. In this email, you should clearly explain what your content contains and what, most importantly, why it is so valuable. In this case, the use of power words is also recommended to be more impactful. Check out the 2020 Rocket List of power words on my website. Step number 4. Once you received responses, stagger the release time of your content, placing your top 5 responders at the top of your list with a bigger head start. On average, 3 to 5 hours is enough head start, although it may vary depending on the type of content you're releasing and your audience. Step number 5. Release a second email announcing the release of your content in accordance with your schedule. It is important that all your audience receives it, so that the individuals that missed the boat and did not answer your email the first time realize they missed out and are more reactive the next time around. And that's how you do pre-outreach. Technique number 2. Become a resource for reporters and bloggers. I know the idea seems good, but you're probably thinking, how on earth are journalists, reporters, and bloggers going to even know about me? Well, for that, my friends, you can use a service called Hero. Hero provides journalists with a robust database of sources for upcoming stories and daily opportunities for sources to secure valuable media coverage. And guess what? You can also easily become one of their sources by simply opening an account, and it's free. Once you are selected as a source, you will get valuable links. So this is how to become a resource for reporters and bloggers in 3 easy steps. Step number 1. Go on the Hero website and register as a source with a free account. Step number 2. Review the 3 emails per day you receive from reporters for sources. Step number 3. Send your pitch to the requesters whenever suitable. If reporters use your answer for their articles, they will link back to you. Nice, right? There are a couple of things you must be aware of though. That exercise can be very time consuming, as the pitch you send back cannot be a single line of text. Remember, the reporter is looking for quality content and he or she has to write a minimum amount of words for their articles. This means that your pitch has to be as detailed as possible. Second, not all links back to you have the same authority. For example, a link from a .edu or .gov is far more valuable than a .com link. So if time is a constraint, you may want to be selective to whom you pitch to. Finally, if you want the ability to get a head start over other sources to be the first one to get your pitch in front of the reporter, or if you want the ability to share your profile, as well as use filters using keywords, well, all of this is possible, but unfortunately, it will come at a price. Technique number 3, getting links from .edu resource pages. So what are .edu resource pages? These pages are web pages that belong to universities where multiple links to content are posted in order to help their students and faculty members. The .edu resource pages carry a high page authority and are essential to a powerful link building strategy. So this is how to get links from .edu resource pages in 3 easy steps. Step number 1, find .edu resource pages by typing the following strings into Google search using your specific keywords: site.edu keyword, cite edu keyword and resources, cite edu keyword and in-URL links, cite edu keyword and other sites. Pay careful attention to the way it's written, it's very important. Step number 2, review the list and keep the ones related to your piece of content. Step number 3, reach out to the person in charge of the resource page. You will find in the description below a link to an example of script I've used and worked very well for me in the past. This process should provide you with links with very high page authority juice. The only drawback though is that your conversion rate will rarely exceed 4 to 5%. Technique number 4, the Newbie Method. This is very easy to do here. And this is the 3 steps to apply. Step number 1, identify a website that contains obsolete content that your own content would be a good replacement for. Step number 2, identify the sources that link to this content using a few tools like SEMrush or Ahrefs, or other tools you can find in the toolbox section of my website. Step number 3, email the owner of the site linking to the obsolete content. Explain what you find and why it's obsolete. Suggest instead that they link to your own fresh piece of content. Technique number 5, guest posting. I know, I can already hear most of you saying that guest posting is no longer working since everybody does it. Truth is, if your website is new and you're working on developing awareness for your site or yourself, guest posting absolutely works. The trick though is, as usual, to be very selective with the guest posting opportunities you find and only go for the high quality ones related to your area of expertise. So how do you identify the opportunities that work? For this, you need to use some competitive reverse engineering techniques. This is how to reverse engineer your blogging competition in 4 simple steps. Step number 1, identify in your area of specialty a successful guest blogger. Step number 2, go to their bio on the post and grab the URL of the headshot they use. Step number 3, go to Google Image and paste the URL in the search box. Et voila! You now have a list of all the places where this photo is being used. Just pick the blogs that work for you. Easy, right? So that's it. If you want to check the other techniques, check out the other episodes on other videos. If you want some help with your digital marketing needs, check out my website at gilesargivier.com. If you enjoyed this video, like it, share it, and tell other people about it. Thank you for watching.